Hello, everybody. Now, Obama on Friday, the 31st of May 2019, gave a speech from Ottawa, Canada, after he met with, on the same day that he met with Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister, at the Big Rig Brewery. I've covered this in just previous videos. I'm reading from CBC News. Wow, what's written in here is just phenomenal. Okay. Barack Obama urges Canadians to hope. Former US President speaks to a large crowd as a part of a think tank event in Ottawa, 31st of May 2019. Former US President Barack Obama seen here during his last visit to Ottawa in 2016. Well, this is a picture there. Spoke to a crowd of nearly 12,000 people at the city's Canadian Tire Centre on Friday. He didn't mention Donald Trump by name, but he didn't disappoint them and told them what he thought about all that anyway. Former US President Barack Obama told a Canadian audience that the world may be in a dark place since he left the White House. Now, while I'm reading this, please look up the words to the song Sympathy for the Devil by the Rolling Stones and think it's written in the perspective that Satan has been around for a long, long, long time, and he's looking back through history and the ages past, and how he influenced humanity down through the ages. And it even mentions that he influenced or took over Judas Iscariot, and he was there when they crucified Christ. Right? This is all written in the song Sympathy for the Devil, which I've covered in previous videos to the number of his name from his birth. Anyway, so keep that in mind, and also keep in mind another song from Midnight Oil called Renaissance Man. Came out in, I think it was 2002 on the Earth, Sun and Moon album. It's called Renaissance Man. And it talks about a new world order. It talks about Renaissance Man coming. A new world order has been formed between the checkbook and the dawn. A new Renaissance Man is born. Renaissance Man. Right? It's talking about this son of perdition, man of sin, Antichrist. Absolutely. If you look at the lyrics of that song, you'll see. So keep all that in mind as I continue reading. Former US President Barack Obama told a Canadian audience that the world may be in a dark place since he left the White House, but its natural upward momentum can be corrected through a positive story of tolerance to counter the primal, look up the word primal, narrative of popularism that has taken hold around the world. This is the influence of Barack Obama, the continuing influence of Barack Obama's politics. I left the office cautiously optimistic, said Obama, sparking laughter among the 11,400 paying attendees at the Canadian Tire Centre in Ottawa on Friday night. I'll just read the points here. He was giving this talk to a guy called Tobias Lutke, the founder and CEO of the Ottawa-based commerce company called Shopify. Quote, I believe the long-term trajectory of humanity is in a positive direction. I believe the long-term trajectory of humanity is in a positive direction. Spoken like Satan himself. He said, quote, but you get dark ages before the Renaissance. You get dark ages before the Renaissance. Quote, you get World War II and 60 million dead before there's a post-World War II order that stabilizes societies. I would say that he's referring to the return of his presidency, which will stabilize societies. It won't stabilize. It's going to be order and chaos. A new world order and chaos. The world, he argued, has never been healthy. I love how he said, I don't love. This is madness. He says this repeatedly. The world, he argued, has never been healthier, wealthier, better educated, more tolerant, yeah, because that's what he brought in. Lincoln brought the end of slavery. Obama brought the tolerance and LGBTIQ into infinity movement and gay marriage. And it says, better educated, more tolerant, and less violent than right now. Less violent than right now? Okay, let's go back to the massacre at the Las Vegas Mandalay Bay Hotel. Look at my previous work there. That's an ongoing saga, by the way. That is ongoing. That hasn't finished. But it's in an age of political and social disruption where technology is gorging us with information and no one can agree, he said this before, on what constitutes the truth, so a coherent debate can ensure, he said. Quote, again, it's indisputable that things have gotten better, but in that march of progress, we had the Holocaust, see? In the continuing march of progress, what diabolical events are coming next where humanity will die? That's my question. But in that march of progress, we had the Holocaust and we had Jim Crow and we had the killing field, so we cannot be complacent. Quote. Now listen to this. He said, and quote, ancient story that has appeared time and time again throughout history is back and it is very primal. Look at the words for the song Sympathy for the Devil. He said, an ancient story. Obama said it's an ancient story that has appeared time and time again throughout history and is back and is very primal. It focuses on us and not us, okay? Just look at that movie by Jason Blum, Blumhouse Productions. It just came out recently at the cinemas here in Australia called Us. Us. Jason Blum is being used by Barack Obama to propagate a storyboard message. And some of the things in his movies are going to unfold in reality. It focuses on us and not us. It's tribal. It's a zero-sum contest between people. And a strong man appears who is going to protect us all from them, Obama said. Wow. And a strong man appears who is going to protect us all from them. Quote again, that's kind of politics that's gotten traction, but that story has gotten a lot of traction around the world. It's not unique to any particular country. Oh, this is more propaganda of just rhetoric of the New World Order and Obama Foundation talk, right? Then came his prescription, quote, that I think has to be combated with better stories because I think there's a better story to be told about human progress, right? Again, that's sympathy from the devil. And this is why he's doing Spotify podcasts. This is why he's doing a Netflix deal. This is why he holds his Obama Foundation summits all around the world with his little events like My Brother's Keeper and so on and so forth. And he's making Obama Scholars and Obama, what did he just have recently? He had the capstone graduation class, capstone, $1 bill, the all-seeing eye of Horus. It's inclusive, he said, and it's hopeful, and it is generous, and it is kind, and is based on science and facts and not fear. Science and facts and not fear. He would say that the Bible is fear, right? And he wants everybody to follow this science and facts new agenda. Quote again, we have that in our capacity, but I think we can get complacent. We get complacent, he said. So just to finish, back in 2009, Obama met with the conservative Prime Minister Stephen Harper of Canada in his first year of power, Obama's first year of power back in 2009. And it says here, he fondly recalled his first trip to Canada in 2009 and his initial discussions with then conservative Prime Minister Stephen Harper to combat the Great Recession. Obama called it a fairly intense conversation about how we were going to avoid Armageddon. Now, this is in the context of calling the Great Recession Armageddon, but they're talking about Armageddon. You better believe it. They have amassed their secret soldiers, their, what are they called? Anyway, those soldiers with special abilities, by their millions, I'm sure. The laboratories are full of creatures. The Lord of the Rings movie is not far off reality. There were fond reflections of raising his two daughters, Marley and Sasha, and unabashed praise for his wife, Michelle. All right, that pretty much cuts it, finishes this article. Former Newfoundland Premier Brian Tobin finished this article by saying, Obama's warning was not to be taken for granted. For all the privileges we enjoy as citizens of this global community, it's a wake-up call from Obama, this Tobin guy said, done gently but very effectively. And this all went down on Friday, the 31st of May, 2019, the day he met Trudeau at the Big Rig Brewery. Thanks for listening.